Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Kirill, your Justyna analyst from Belarus living in Germany, and today it's time to continue with the Eurovision 2025. And it's finally time to talk about the potential results of Eurovision 2025. We will start today with the first semi-final, where we will talk about each and every country one by one, discussing what kind of chance they have to qualify to the final, or maybe not to qualify to the final. And afterwards, in the end of the video, I will try to see who are my 10 potential qualifiers. Of course, all this data will be based just on their performances in the national selections, on their performances at different pre-parties like Eurovision concert in Amsterdam or the London Eurovision pre-party. I will of course take a look at what the bookmakers think, and also we'll take a look at the Eurovision scoreboard app to see how high you are ranking each of these entries. So without further talking, let's start with our first entry with Iceland. What a fun entry to open Eurovision Song Contest 2025. It's in the national language, in Icelandic, which we don't hear so often. It's just giving such a positive vibe. I think the guys are just so fun to watch on stage. Unfortunately, they're a little bit inexperienced. Their vocals are somewhat kind of shaky. The song is also maybe not the most memorable one. In this first semi-final, we also have very addictive, fun entries from Sweden, from Estonia, and I think Iceland is kind of lacking a bit of uniqueness factor in it. And as a result, Iceland is currently ranked by you in Eurovision scoreboard 11th and also 12th in accordance with the bookmaker odds. For me, it seems like there will be just not enough people voting for Iceland in this first semi-final. There are just much more memorable entries coming afterwards, and of course, being first in the running order is also not a huge advantage. So at this point of time, I don't really see Iceland qualifying, but however, we of course have to wait for their live staging, and at this point of time, I'm ranking their chances to qualify as 25%, and I really hope they will prove me wrong. I'm wishing all the best to guys. And now Justyna Steczkowska with Gaja. Of course, our big comeback 30 years after her first participation in the Eurovision Song Contest, and with this kind of powerful entry with this mesmerizing vocals, I definitely see Poland qualifying. I will already spoil it now. So I'm ranking her chances as 85% to qualify. I think maybe in the final she will be kind of forgotten, but in this first semi-final she is one of the two female artists performing. It's just Poland and Albania, so it definitely gives her even an additional oomph. I'm sure the staging will be absolutely incredible and her vocals are just mind-blowing, so I can't see her not qualifying. Even though if we take a look at the fans voting, she's ranked even higher, she's ranked 4th. The bookmakers are a little bit more cautious, putting her to position number 7, so I think Poland will probably end up somewhere around place 5 or something like that, but in any case, qualifying to the final. I have to say from the beginning, I'm not seeing Slovenia qualifying. I would rank their chances to qualify as 10%. Of course, running order number 3 is already dreadful. If you are performing a ballad, it's even worse. And if your ballad is not the most captivating one, not the most popular one, I think there is definitely no chance to qualify, even if the staging will be something out of this world. I will also remind you that the vocals of Klemen during pre-parties were not the strongest. He was sometimes out of tune. So I think in the ballad, it's really important to be absolutely perfect because your vocal is so much in focus. And in this semi-final, of course, Slovenia has Croatia, who might cast some votes for Slovenia, but in this case, especially because the song is not even in Slovenian and it's in English, I don't think that even the neighbor support will be so high. So maybe you know that in the Eurovision scoreboard app, Slovenia is also ranked last, 15th. However, bookmakers are still putting 2 other countries lower than Slovenia, having placed 13 for Klemen. So I hope we might be surprised, but I don't think this is the year for Slovenia.
Macchiato, Espresso, Macchiato.
What a fun tune it is. I think from all the kind of funny, fun entries of this year, this one might be the catchiest one in my opinion. That's why it's ranked by the bookmakers currently 3rd. If we take a look at the Eurovision scoreboard, it's definitely ranked a bit lower. It's ranked just 9th. I think Tommy Cash is not the most popular person in the Eurovision fandom. Also, his attitude to Eurovision is questionable, but in any case, I'm ranking his chances as 80%. We still don't really know how exactly it will look on stage. I hope he will not destroy his chances by some very cringy staging, but I have very high hopes for this one, and I think with the right staging, Estonia can finish really, really high in the final. now another entry which is not getting so much love from the Eurovision fandom, so being ranked just 10th, and it's Ukraine. Well, I'm pretty sure that Ukraine will qualify. Ukraine is basically qualifying each and every year in accordance with the televote, with just one exception back then in 2011. And I think so many people will stand behind this entry. It's also so different. Maybe Portugal is playing on a bit similar field, but Ukrainian entry is just so unique, so special. So I'm definitely ranking their chances as 90%. And I'm also sharing the opinion of bookmakers who are currently putting this entry on place 4. I'm not sure that it will be the winner of the semifinal or will come second in the semifinal, but it will definitely rank very high and will stand out. And the vocals of the guys and also of the backing vocalist lady are absolutely stunning. Well, no big surprises. I'm pretty sure we will see Sweden in the final. I'm ranking their chances to qualify as 100%. We have already seen their excellent performance at Melody Festival and also at the pre-party in London. They have proven that even with worse acoustics, they can still perform really, really good. The song is getting very popular, so I think at this point of time it's a question, can Sweden win Eurovision again just 2 years after their previous victory, and not really questioning if they will even qualify. Portugal. I absolutely love the song. It's kind of stuck in my head, but it breaks my heart to see that the bookmakers are writing it off completely, putting it second to last on place 14 in the semifinal. Also, the Eurovision fans are not really having much love for this type of song, so it's ranked 13th. I'm still thinking that Portugal will most probably qualify, so I will rank their chances to qualify as 55%. I have already heard that they will show the message of the song through the visuals on stage. This is exactly what I was missing in their performance in the Portuguese national selection, that either they go for the way that they show the views of Madeira, so kind of to tell their story, or they will maybe collaborate with people from all over Europe, where they will maybe pose in their national dresses in front of the national monuments of the countries where they live now. So I'm not really sure which of these exact meanings they will show through their visuals. The song, of course, also stands out so much being performed after this kind of crazy entry from Sweden and being right before another very active and very polished entry from Norway. So I think Portugal has a good shot. Now talking about Norway, Alessandro with Lighter is ranked 3rd by the Eurovision fans, so they're kind of sure he should qualify. He's ranked 6th by the bookmakers, so also kind of safe qualifier. I would rank his chances as 70%. I'm just a bit concerned by the amount of male vocalists performing active dance tracks in this semifinal, so including Cyprus, Croatia, the Netherlands, Belgium, so really a lot of competition for Alessandro. But Alessandro really stands out by this sort of almost K-pop feel. He's just such a perfect dancer. He's so young, and Alessandro has also proven his great vocals during the pre-parties. I was really impressed how well he can sing without autotune, which was used in Norway. I didn't really expect that. So based on this, I think we will most probably see Norway in the Eurovision final again. The journey of this song was really interesting. At some point of time, maybe you remember, Belgium was #1 country in the betting odds to win Eurovision 2025. Was it because of this song, or was it because of the entry of Mantissa, who finished probably 2nd in the Belgian national selection Euro song? I'm not really sure, but in any case, the hype was really high. And now if we take a look at the betting odds, Belgium is ranked just 10th, so kind of on the edge of not qualifying. And if we take a look at the Eurovision fandom voting, Belgium is ranked 6th. If I have to decide about the percentage of how high the chances of Belgium are to qualify, I would currently put them at 50%. I think this is really somewhere on the edge of qualifying. This entry very much depends on how the staging of Cyprus will look like, because the songs are very similar. They share even the same instrumental in some parts. So if Cyprus will bring, for example, an absolutely mind-blowing staging, then it might get too much support of the people who like this type of songs, and then Belgium will be just forgotten and will be left somewhere on the edge of not qualifying, but maybe not qualifying. Azerbaijan, one of my favorite songs for the second consecutive year. Last year I was also a huge fan of the Azerbaijani entry. I was really hoping that they will qualify, but then that staging happened. It was a total disaster. The live vocals were also not so captivating, and then in the end, of course, not qualifying and even not being close to qualify. This year I have higher hopes because we all have heard the performance of Mamagama from Eurovision in concert, where the vocals at least were absolutely excellent. So I'm just now hoping that the Azerbaijani delegation will not make wrong decisions with regards to staging, and that we will see Azerbaijan in the Eurovision final again. We are really missing this country there. It's so unusual to see Azerbaijan not qualifying for a couple of years in a row. But at this point of time, taking a look back at their record from the last couple of years, I have to rank their chances as 45%. I'm still hoping that after we see the rehearsals, I will be able to increase it to 80 or maybe even 90%. Let's see, but at this point of time, I'm still kind of reserved, and with Belgium, we at least know what to expect. The bookmakers ranked their entry Run With You 11th, the Eurovision fans 12th, so it seems like it will not qualify, but I still have high hopes. What an addictive melody and what an underwhelming performance it was in the San Marino Song Contest and also during the pre-party in Amsterdam. I really feel like this song is not really made for being performed live. It's really lacking some kind of charisma, some sort of energy which comes from singers because they are performing with these masks on. The movements of Gabry, Ponte at this DJ desk are just a little bit confusing and awkward. So at this point of time, he's ranked by the bookmakers 9th, by the Eurovision fans 7th, but it's very easily explained. The song is such a hit, it already became quite viral on Spotify, but I think if we talk about the live performance, I can't rank his chances so high. At this point of time, I'm ranking them 35% based on the performances which we have seen before, but I really hope that he will bring some amazing concept for Eurovision stage. He's such a seasoned producer and performer, so I'm pretty sure that he should have some aces right down his sleeve. One of the big Eurovision fans' favorites, and also, I have to admit, one of my personal favorites. So Eurovision fans are ranking Ziferblat by Albania 2nd, bookmakers 5th, maybe being a bit reserved because it's Albania and Albania doesn't have the best qualification record. I think I can easily rank their chances as 95%. I still keep the 5% because we don't really know exactly what to expect on stage. Who knows, it's Albania, it's not really a country which always brings a great stage, and maybe they will go too far, or maybe they will just take a wrong path with their staging and then it will be a disaster. But in any case, I'm pretty sure that this song should be in the final. If you have watched my video about Eurovision in concert, maybe you remember that I was not so impressed by the live performance of Claude. It actually made me a bit concerned, but it's not really a concern with regards to him qualifying or not. It's more the concern how close he will come to top 3 or top 5 in the final, because the song is of course very, very strong. So in this case, I'm ranking his chances to qualify as 100%. I think if he will perform in the same way how he performed at Eurovision concert, this will be already sufficient to qualify. He is also ranked 2nd by the bookmakers and 5th by the Eurovision fandom, so I can't see him not qualifying. The song is just too strong. What a weird entry somewhere from Croatia this year by Marko Bosniak. He actually definitely impressed me with his live performance at the London pre-party. Also at the Eurovision in concert, you can really see that he's a great vocalist, a great performer, but the song is just a bit too strange, and I don't really think that the Eurovision audience will understand it so well. Therefore, I'm ranking his chances at 30%. I still rank them higher as the chances of Iceland or Slovenia, because maybe he has this potential to really surprise us with an incredible stage, and because the vocals and charisma are definitely there. But currently he's ranked dead last, 15th by the bookmakers, which I think is not really justified, because what he has shown during the last weeks in this pre-parties was really impressive. By the Eurovision fandom, he is ranked a bit higher, but not much, because he's ranked 14th. So let's see, I'm ranking his chances a bit higher than of Iceland and Slovenia, because I think he has the potential, but I don't know if Croatia will be able to execute it. And well, the closing entry of the first semi-final by Theo Ivan from Cyprus. It will actually come not right after Croatia. There will be a performance of Switzerland in between, which is great because both Croatia and Cyprus are bringing male vocalists with a lot of charisma, with great vocals and kind of up-tempo songs. So I think after Switzerland, Cyprus will really shine. You have probably already heard that Cyprus is preparing some incredible performance where during those 3 minutes when Theo even will perform on stage, he will not touch the ground one single time. He already was so exhausted from all the rehearsals of his performance that he even ended up in hospital being too exhausted. So I'm just keeping the fingers crossed that all will go well with his live performance. That's why, being just a bit unsure about his health condition and so on, I'm keeping his chances at 65%. I still think it's enough to qualify, but I think after we will see those live performances, the chances might very quickly go to 90 or even 100%, because I think Cyprus is having something incredible for us. But well, of course, everything can still change. These results are based purely on the pre-rehearsal data, and once the rehearsals kick in, then it all becomes much more clear. But now let's take a look who are the 10 qualifiers in my opinion. And as you can see, these are Poland, Estonia, Ukraine, Portugal, Norway, Belgium, Albania, Netherlands and Cyprus, which means we have the equal number of qualifiers from each half, 5 from the first half and 5 from the second half. I still keep the fingers crossed for Azerbaijan and San Marino that they will bring some great staging, and then they might jump over Belgium, maybe even over Portugal, and get the spots in the final. And I'm also extremely curious what kind of live performance Poland will bring, because I think we can also expect from them something very special. So that's what I think about the potential results of the first semi-final. Definitely let me know down below in the comments who are your 10 qualifiers, with whom you're not agreeing with me, where you think I have missed maybe some live performance or something which I should see in order to understand that this particular entry is definitely qualifying or maybe definitely not qualifying. So like this video, subscribe to my channel if you still haven't, and in a few days you can definitely expect the video about the second semi-final. See you, bye!